Hello, I'm Steve. This is the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. Alright, so here we have this raised deck here, which is going to also be a enclosed, screened-in enclosure. I don't have the screen enclosure, and the client here was okay with not building the complete set here. They are going to have a sofa that's an L shape here. I've centered that sofa within this span here, and then let's just go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. So here we have 17'7" from outside edge to outside edge, and then here we have, I think it's 13.5, yeah, 13.5 from the wall to the outside edge here. I have a height of to the ceiling, and it's going to be a flat ceiling of 8 feet, and then I also have a height of 10'11", which actually may not seem important to people, but this is important to know this information here, and I'll show you why in a minute. This couch here is roughly 5'10" by 8'10", and it could be a little bit larger, it could be a little bit smaller. Also, its placement could be a little bit different. I just have it a few feet in from this outside edge here, and I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and look at what I've placed here. So you can see here I haven't made the whole entire opening for these flush mount kits here. These are Infratech 6000 watt with flush mount frames. You also need to add in a 1 hour fire rated drywall. It's 5/8, I should say, and that's going to be on all 4 sides plus the top, and then the unit itself with the flush mount frame. Now I didn't finish it because, as you might notice here, that there is a stud going right through it, and that's not possible. So what I've done here, just a note, is I've taken a 2x6 and I've placed each 2x6 at 16-inch centers from here to here, 16-inch centers, and then placed my unit 4 foot off of this edge of the wall. So what's going to be important here is choosing which opening here to use for the actual true placement. You'll also notice here that I have them at 8-foot centers from here to here. Within the room there is a stud going across here. I'm not quite sure what that's called, but so I wanted to make sure I saw that. So going back to this, I'm going to go ahead and just take off the ceiling here for a minute. And going back to the actual placement, so what I'm thinking is that should you decide to move this or just have a couple of feet here, then go with maybe what I'm going to make a suggestion on right here, which is to move them to this position here. Let's go ahead and see if I can do that quickly. Sorry about that. And let's go ahead and move that, and I'm going to move it inwards, and I'm just going to center it between the 2 openings there. And now you can see that we're at this 4'9". So I just moved it in 9 more inches. Now I could push it all the way to this edge, but that's just going to give me another maybe an inch here, but you could actually do that. And the other thing I want to mention too is with the flush mount frame, you can attach this frame to the studs, so you could just drill a hole here, 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 and then the same on this other side, and then just mount it onto the studs themselves, and then the heater itself rests inside the frame, and that enclosure should be built before you install the frame. Just side note to that. Okay, and let's see if there was anything else. So what I was going to tell you is that if you wanted to finish up the ceiling so that it's surrounding these openings, you need to keep 1/2 inch to the stucco ceiling, let's say, around all 4 sides, and you can finish it right up to this edge here, 1/2 inch from the outside edges of these ventilation openings, and that just goes into the heater itself, so, or into the flush mount frame itself to allow for, you know, air ventilation throughout there. The heater does need to be flat on a flat ceiling, especially with the flush mount frames. And then if you wanted to finish it off, and you could just place this on the outside edge of the ceiling, so that's another option as well. And there's instructions in the flush mount frame kit that will detail how you can do that. So again, you can see now that I've placed this unit at 4'9" center to the edge, inside edge of the patio. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. You can see the footprint of heat is fairly well, capturing just about, you know, the whole side here, and more than the 5 foot 8 inches here, and it's coming all the way up to about the edge over here. So I would say 2 units would be a very good application. Now, you, with this 8 foot end to end, you want to make sure you don't have any obstacles in the center, like a fan or something of that nature that would get penetrated by these rays, and you'd have to push these heaters further out apart. And going back to one other thing, when I talked about the height of this peak right here, is because we do want to make sure that we're meeting the clearances over here before we make a decision on which heater to put in. So that is important with that. So I think that's about it. Just to go into your clearances here real quick, you can see the clearances are no problem over here, no problem over here, and that's very important though that you meet the clearances. These are the below clearances with the flush mount kit frames. They will absorb the or alter, I should say, the clearances because of the 1 hour fire rated drywall that you're using. So I think that's about it. All right, well, if you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel unless we receive your appreciation. And I want to just also mention, I forgot this, that these are 6,000 watt units. You definitely want to have a control system, minimum a duplex switch on this, so just bear that in mind. You can also use a 4,000 watt unit without a control. You can see the intensity is pretty high. It goes all the way down probably about another 2 feet further, so the intensity is kind of high on this particular application. But this is in a cold climate, and the seasons change pretty dramatically, I think, in this climate. So 6,000 watt would be my first probably suggestion with that information, and that control would be also very important. Again, thank you very much. Have a pleasant day.